Dragon Ball Legends has had 6 anniversaries and 4 Legends festivals, totaling to a whopping 12 massive celebrations that they've hosted over the course of their history. These celebrations have had the most hype units you've ever seen. They've had broken units, and even really hype broken units. But almost every single one of them have one thing in common, and that's that they all have disappointments. And speaking of disappointment, this Goku Black right here is one of the biggest disappointments in Legends history, if I'm gonna be honest.
No offense, my baby, no offense. But you ugly as shit.
And then if you think about it, there's so many more disappointments like Goku Black. I mean, I could spend an entire video listing them. It's almost like that's the title of the video.
Shut the fuck up, nigga! For once!
Okay, but all jokes aside, I'm gonna be ranking my top 10 biggest disappointments in Dragon Ball Legends history. And to start, I think we're gonna go with... So yeah, Majin Buu. A lot of you may be wondering why I would include this guy on a top 10 disappointing list. Don't get me wrong, this guy was not a bad unit on his release, by any means. But that doesn't mean he wasn't disappointing. If you really go back to look at this guy's release and the community response to what his art looked like, you'd understand that it was a little disappointing.
And then the art is probably the worst Ultra art we've ever seen.
But of course, that's not the only reason why I have him at number 10. I was thinking about his impact on the meta, and if you really think about it, he got sniped out of relevance by Red Beast. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about him. You also got to realize that this is only number 10 on the list, so the disappointments are gonna get a lot worse. And I mean a lot worse. Alright, let's see, who's next? Oh. Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. Honestly, on release, these guys were probably one of my favorite units in the game. And personally, I still have a little soft spot for them. But they had problems. When they dropped, I thought they were personally cool, but they were pretty well balanced. And I'm gonna speak for the people.
Speak for us. Speak for us. You don't speak for us. You don't speak for us.
We, yes we, on everybody's soul, do not want fairly balanced units for big celebrations. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot more they could have done with the animations. They kind of just freeballed it, and I'm gonna be honest, they were kind of mid. Mid animations plus a balanced kit is usually a recipe for disaster when it comes for big celebrations, but that wasn't even the kicker. The real cherry on top was them getting erased from the meta completely a couple weeks later by my glorious GOAT UGB, of course.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
I'm gonna be honest, they would be higher, but me personally, I turned out fine because UGB came out, erased them, whatever. I got to play with them. I don't really care if you call it glaze, it's my opinion.
Bro, what the fuck is you even talking about, bro?
LF Rev UI. Now, I'll be the first to admit that this unit has some of the most potential on this entire list, but we have to admit there were so many problems with his kit and his release in general. They kind of sold potentially one of the hypest units they could ever have. Now you may be asking, how did they sell it? Well listen, I'm a Legends expert, so I'm gonna explain it to you. There's 3 things that caused this release to fail. Number 1, release timing. They kind of just threw this unit out there when he could have easily been the headliner to a big celebration. I mean, come on, it's UI Goku. He's gonna sell no matter what, but why not just include him in a big celebration? Second point, I'll be the first to say, his animations aren't all that, neither is his card art.
Damn, look at my fucking forehead!
And looking at the reveal initially, I wasn't really hyped. And the third, final, and most damning point is that he was just released at the wrong time. Somebody at Dimps decided it would be a genius idea to make him green when there were plenty of purple units running around the meta, like my GOAT UGB.
Oh my god, bro. Is dick riding all you do? No, I'm saying you literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
Okay, but enough on him. I think we need to go to number 7, and I'm not qualified enough to talk about him, So I brought in a special guest.
Yo, what's good, my shaders and shadettes? Is that what Shade calls you guys? I don't even know. But if not, then I just gave y'all a fire-ass nickname. Like, aren't I the GOAT or what, bro? Anyways, the character we're going to be talking about is by far the biggest disappointment and failure in Legends history. Ultra Majin Vegeta. I don't care what Shade says after this segment. This character is by far the biggest disappointment in the entire game. And I already know what you're gonna say. How can he be a disappointment when he's the first good Vegeta unit we've gotten in years? This is a big W.
Don't ever fix your lips to say that, bro. I'm sitting right here and my daughter in the backseat.
This Vegeta is the complete opposite of what this game needed. He's literally just another toxic Ultra that requires no brain power to use. And as someone who actually cares and wants this game to thrive in a healthy way, I don't like this character at all. And by the way, nobody even asked for this Vegeta unit to be like this. What we actually wanted was a Vegeta unit who was balanced, yet also strong enough to be in top 10. For example, like Daima Goku. This character is heavily respected because he's good without being toxic. It's just so disappointing that it took this long to get a good Vegeta unit, and he ends up being one of the most toxic and hated characters ever released. This character was so hated that there was a whole ass mass countering to put this character down. You can thank me for that, by the way. Like, has a character ever been so hated where he had his own day where people came together to completely destroy him in PvP? Like, that is actually insane to think about. Even when Vegeta is supposed to be winning, he still catches L's. It's actually sad, bro. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up this segment. Back to you, Shade.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Slack. If you guys want to go sub to him, his channel will be linked in the description. But let's stay here and finish the video before you do that, right? And you know what, while you're at it, go ahead and sub to me. Shameless plug out of the way, let's get on to the next unit. Transforming Super Saiyan Blue Kaio-ken Goku. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this one's a little bit of a throwback. Some of you might not have been here for his release, but this guy was kind of an L. Okay, I take it back. He wasn't just kind of an L. He was an L. He was pretty trash. I mean, a lot of people were really hyped up to see a transforming Kaio-ken Super Saiyan Blue Goku, but they just executed it so poorly.
Y'all are trash. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are trash.
Not only was his kit bad, but he had one of the worst mechanics in Dragon Ball Legends history. You see this little thing right here? This is a timer. This timer determined how long he could be transformed as Kaio-ken. Also, by the way, did I mention he was only useful when he was Kaio-ken?
I get $1.
So yeah, mid-kit and terrible mechanics aren't good to make a hype unit. I mean, all the potential was there, they just fell flat, and that is what epitomizes a disappointing unit. My bad if I mispronounced that word, I just looked that shit up. Final Flash Vegeta. Alright, everybody watching the video, raise your hand if you're surprised that there's 2 Vegetas back to back on this list. Huh, no hands up, huh? I wonder why. Oh, I know why. It's because Vegeta is one of the most shafted characters in Dragon Ball history. Not just Legends history, Dragon Ball history. From getting mollywopped in the series countless times to getting cucked out in the games by Goku. I'm not gonna lie, Vegeta just really can't catch a break. I won't lie, this unit had crazy potential just like most of the other units on this list, but the main problem was he was dead on arrival. And as a Vegeta fan myself, Dragon Ball Legends, Hoshi, whoever runs this game, if we don't get a good Vegeta unit that isn't broken, we're gonna have some problems.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
Evoken. I'm not saying their real name because that shit is a mouthful. Pause.
Is this nigga serious?
Now you may be wondering, what's the issue with these guys? Never mind, you're not wondering that. You all know that they're trash. But just like the other people on this list, they have a lot more issues than that too. And let's just be honest, their mechanics were boring as hell, their gameplay was trash as hell, their animations were mid as hell, they couldn't tank, they barely did damage, the card draw speed was overrated, and their teams were ass. Next unit. I'm gonna get some people mad with this, I'm not gonna lie, but Yellow Gogeta, I'm sorry bro, you're top 3. I hate to admit it, but you're trash. And no, I'm not talking about the Zenkai, I'm gonna be honest. I've barely even used the Zenkai. I have no grounds to talk any trash about that. My issue is his initial release. I believe he came out as the part 2 to the first ever Legends Fest, and I'm gonna be honest, he was trash when he came out. And you may be wondering, why is he so bad? He has cool animations, so what if he has a bad kit? And what I say to that is, you don't give the first Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta a bad kit. I don't care. There's a difference between selling the kit of a unit released in the middle of nowhere and a unit released in the biggest celebration of the year. Not to mention, it's my GOAT, Gogeta Blue.
Stop dick riding, bro. That's all you literally talk about.
Red Cooler. I'm gonna be honest, I have a million words to talk trash about you, but I'm only gonna use a few. You are one of the most disappointing, underwhelming, trash, quick to fall off units I have ever seen in my life.
I'm like, what he say fuck me for?
And it's sad, man, because when's the next time we're gonna get a new cooler? He doesn't print money like Gogeta, or Vegeta, or Goku, or Vegeta, or Frieza, or Piccolo, or you get the point. That's not even the worst part. The worst part is that he was actually good when he came out for a solid 5 minutes. It's just too bad that they decided to release Blue Beast to just erase him from the meta literally weeks later. Look where we are. The #1 spot. The most disappointing unit in Dragon Ball Legends history. A lot of you probably wondering where this guy was the entire video. Well, here he is. Super Saiyan God Goku. I have never seen a unit disappoint the community more than this guy did. People were so hyped for God Goku, which honestly I'm surprised at because me personally, I wasn't too hyped. But I feel like he deserves #1 on this list just because of the amount of community support a God Goku had. It's really a shame that they sold this guy's kit and made him absolutely trash. I get Majin Vegeta had an entire campaign to get him out of the meta and destroy him, but God Goku had an entire campaign going on for months in the community telling the developers to buff him because he was just that trash. I don't think we'll ever see a stinker like God Goku ever again. And I guess that's the end of the list. Oh wait, I forgot Goku Black. Yeah, fuck Goku Black.
There's a mistake I made earlier on in the video, and if you catch it and if you're the first to comment it, then I'll shout you out in the next video. But anyways, click one of these videos because you're probably gonna like it.